Okay. 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 Thank you. I was trying to stream to YouTube for others because once it's 100, I might not be able to join again so that others can join. Please tag people on the group. It's not a meeting that they must miss. If they're missing every other training, no one allow. But this one, you cannot even miss it. Miss Jumoke, please, if you are here, please check your DM. I sent you the link for YouTube so that people that cannot join this one can. I sent you a chat with my other number. So please check so that you are able to. Please make sure your mic is muted. Make sure your mic is muted. Who is that person? Please ensure your mic is muted. Make sure your mic is muted. Okay, I think I've seen that our speaker is already here. Are you late? Hey, good evening, everybody. So we're starting now. We're currently 73. Okay, I think it's a good number already. So let me try to record this session so that we can start. There's no need because it's already streaming to YouTube. All right. Let me reconfirm that the YouTube is working. Ms. Jumoke, please confirm that you have found that link I sent to you. Let me know in the chat, how was your day? I didn't even ask. How are you people doing? How was your day? How is work? How is everything? Okay, I think I'm seeing some people on YouTube. They went to pick YouTube is their home. Okay. I think we're live. How was your day? Let me know. How was your day? I hope you are fine. I hope you are good. It was stressful. Sorry, even me, my head I want to blow since we've been planning because next year is going to be a beautiful year, and it will not happen in mouth. It has to happen when you put in the work, right? So, like I can always say, everybody suffers. All of us we're going through a lot, but ensure that your suffering that you're going through is making you happy. Ensure that that's what you're going through. Whether the work is stressful, it's something I want to face, but your account is okay. Hey, no wala. At least we know that at least the stress and the money is the same thing. But if you just labor away, slave yourself, and you are even sick, and not even yourself more because the money is small. Children are just suffering in vain. Hey, let me not do. We're not here for motivation. We're here for tax. We're here for tax. So let's get to business. We're currently 90 on the call. Welcome everybody. And so we have a speaker already. I think I've seen him on this call already. Thank you so much, sir, for doing this with us. You guys, please tell him thank you in the chat because it's a lot for somebody to just leave his work and say, let me come and talk to these people, right? It's a lot. So that he will come back when we call him again. Just tell him thank you in the comment section. Thank you so much, Mr. Aduadola. We're really, really grateful. We're honored to have you on this call this evening. For me personally, I have tons of questions to ask you. But before we will get to question and answer, let's just get you to explain what tax means to us as a teacher in the coming year. What do we need to put in place? On this call, we have people who are full-time teachers in schools. We have people who are freelancers, who are working with tutoring agencies, and we have people who are just trying to build their brand by the side, who, like I said, they will not own their company. So we want to know because now we're saying teachers to make more money. We're saying no, teachers to start, getting the bag. But these are things that we are not even told that okay, there's something called tax that you pay, so that we're not caught unaware. That's why we're having this. So please tag all your friends. They must be on this call. Tag all your friends. They must be on this call. I don't want to know what they are doing. They should post it and be on this call. Because next year, I'm not going to say anybody. I'm saying my own now. So that we don't fight. Please tag your friends. Let them know we are live. They must not miss this for anything. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and welcome Mr. Adura Dola as he takes us on this call this evening. I don't know if you can unmute your mic because I think uh, if I not happen, it will not come on. It will not come next week. Or you people, okay, okay, okay. Please, sir, can you unmute your mic? Can you hear us? I don't know if you can hear us because I know that I mute everybody. I don't know. Okay, let me ask you to. Please, sir, you can unmute your mic. You can unmute your mic. You can unmute your mic. Which audio?
All right.
Are you pushing my audio is very low? Are you sure? Okay, I think so. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Ma. Thank you for having me. This one I say you're going to load me with a lot of questions. we also, those of us that are in tax practice, still have a lot of questions too from the regulator. But I'll try to make this as very simple as possible, right? Because I know people are really not interested in tax and the so-called jargons that comes with it. Because tax is law, really. And if you are reading law, right, there's the way the English of law sounds that it's not necessarily interesting. But we're going to try to break this down and make it as close to reality as possible. So thank you for the opportunity. I know it's Saturday evening, and a lot of us want to relax, and some of us have to go back to our laptop to work, right? So my name is Tolu Waleke. I've been in tax practice for 7 years plus. Okay, that will be 8 years plus now if I add. Somewhere that I also did tax consulting. And taxation is very broad, very broad. The tax that applies to us individuals on an individual income, right, regular income, which is pay, is part of what I also help review with HR in my organization. And so I've done a lot of knowledge sharing sessions too in my organizations for different units and departments within, right? To just, just give them an idea of what to expect. So as teachers, right, I'm just going to speak to us directly, how it affects us. And then also having in mind that we have businesses, we have other side hustles, whether it's online, any avenue that you make money from, that you have an income, right? It is subject to tax, right? So I'm going to put us through how to go around it and what to expect. And then also understanding that, well, depends on the institution, on the school that you work, right? Some may deduct a source, remit on your behalf to the relevant states in which you are domiciled, right? In which you live, and remit to that state. So that is already being done for some of you. And for some of you, I don't know, it is possible that you are paid your gross, right, income, and then there's like you're pushing the responsibility to remit the taxes to government on you, right? So those are two different scenarios. But why are we talking about that? Everybody is talking about taxation right now because of the NTA, right? That's the Nigerian Tax Act, right? That has just been signed and implemented in 2025, June 2025. And there's been a lot of, this is the most comprehensive change or reform to tax practice and tax regulation in Nigeria. This is the most advanced. I want to be sure that everybody's hearing me clearly. You can just do like a thumbs up or.
Yeah, you guys, please let's give reaction so that we know that
I just want to be sure. Okay, great. So I'll try to talk briefly and then just give room for questions. So we're directly speaking to your questions. So first off, the new tax law right, has been worked on by Taiwo Ideri and his team. That's the is the chairman of the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms. And payee, especially that's what speaks to pay as you earn. That's what speaks to your own income, especially as teachers, right? Payee has been changed. There's what we call a tax table, and then there's what we call reliefs. Reliefs are just okay. Government is saying that you're supposed to pay tax on this, but I'm giving you a relief. Your income is 1 million, right? If your income is 1 million, you're supposed to just apply the percentage to that 1 million. Let's say it's 10%, and then 100,000 goes to government. You have 900,000. But government is saying that, okay, for relief, we're going to be nice. We're not going to, yes, and government is nice. And we're not going to tax, the entire 1 million. We're going to allow you to take out some portion of it, reliefs. So in this case, as regards to pay, that all of us are entitled to, there's a contribution that you make to national housing, right? NHF, the National Health Insurance. That's hopefully the schools that you work for, right? It makes those deductions and pay to government, right? Then your pension. Pension is two ways: 10% contribution from your employer, then 8% from you. So 8% is taken out of your own income, right? Your own income guaranteed as per your offer letter, right? 8% is taken out. So 8% of your pension, then I've forgotten the direct percentage for the NHIS rather, and national housing contributions. All of those figures will be taken out of your income, your gross income. That's the total package, right? Then the current system, right? This is the current system now I'm trying to explain. There's also what we call the CRA, Consolidated Relief Allowance. What does it mean? It's additional relief that government is saying, okay, you know what? We're not taxing your 100 or your 1 million direct. After taking out NHIS, that's the health insurance contribution, the national housing contribution. The national housing is, government has packages around housing schemes, right? Like Nigerians can have access to, and, get access, maybe drop 10, 20% of the total value of the property, maybe, the government has provided, and then spread the rest, as long as you are contributing to that national housing, whatever. So it's not compulsory, right? Some you can choose to say you not be contributing to it, that they should not take out that element from your gross income, and they should add it to your net income, so your take home will be higher. But what it means is, when government, you cannot partake of any government housing scheme, because what will mandate for you, or what will qualify you to partake in that, would be your contribution to that fund. There's a fund, right? And so workers are supposed to contribute to that. But if you choose not to, then fine, it's your choice. Now, then there's now the CRA, Consolidated Relief Allowance, right? It is really 1% of your gross income. That's, let's say, that 1 million, right? Or 200,000, whichever is higher. Whichever is higher, between 1% of your gross income or 200,000. So if 1% of 1 million would be 10,000, right? But 200,000 is another caveat that government has given. So 200,000 in this case is higher than the 1% of 1 million, which is 10,000, right? So you pick 200,000. Then you now add again 20% of your gross income, right? And this, when I think gross income is annual, government deals with annual, right? You also add 20%. So 200,000 plus now 20% of 1 million, which is another 200,000. That would be 400,000. 400,000, you are putting it aside. You are taking out of 1 million. So we are left with how much now? 600,000. Now, just follow me. You now also take out those your contribution, right? Of both your pension, your national health insurance contribution, and housing. You take everything away from that 1 million. So let's say it amounts, let's say those NHIS, NHF, and pension accounts for another 100,000. 100,000 plus 400,000 is already a relief. You add it together, that will be 500,000. So the remaining 500,000 balance will now be your taxable income or chargeable income, right? That is what you now apply the tax table. You will see that there are tax tables. The current tax table is such that so let's work with 500,000. So it's 500,000 balance now. After taking out the reliefs, because government is not going to charge the tax rate on direct 1 million. They'll give you some reliefs that you use to reduce your taxable income, right? Now remain 500,000. You now apply the new tax table, which the current one rather is still the first 300,000 of your income from that chargeable income, which is 500,000. So I'm trying to use figures so I can paint an image. The first 300,000 is taxed at 7% of that 500,000. So you remove 300,000, charge at 7%, which is 21,000. So that's 21,000 tax that you're already going to pay, right? From 500,000, 300,000 from 500,000 remains 200,000. But the tax table says the next 300,000 is charged at 11%. But because what is left now is 200,000, that extra 200,000 will not be charged at 11%. You add it to the 21,000, that is 7% of the first 300,000. Add it together, that will now be what you pay to government. So now imagine that your income is much more, let's say 6, 7, 8 million. So the current tax table is the first 300,000 is charged at 7%, right, of your chargeable income. And that chargeable income is what? It is the balance of what is left after taking out what? All the reliefs, consolidated relief allowance, as I've explained, national health insurance, national housing, your pension, those are the reliefs. The balance is what you now apply this tax table to, which is the first 300,000 at 7%, next 300,000 at 11%. As long as your taxable income continues, it still remains, right? Where it stops, you just apply the next percent, the next rates rather. The next 500,000 at 15%, next 500,000 again at 19%, next 1.6 million at 21%, and then anything that's above 3 million, right, is going to be at 24%, right? That's the current whatever. But the new Nigerian Tax Act, NTA, right, has now transformed this tax table, right? So all of those national health insurance, right, national health, national housing, and pension is still remaining even in the new law. However, that CRA, consolidated relief allowance, that I explained before, that 1% of your gross or 200,000, whichever is higher, plus 20% of your gross, that's relief has been taken out now in the new system, in the new laws, and replaced with what we call rent relief, not what they call rent relief. Rent relief now has a caveat. So you're still going to enjoy government relief based on you're contributing to National Housing Fund and National Health Insurance and pension. So we're taking those pension out, pension, health insurance, and national housing, right? We're taking those ones. It still remains. But instead of consolidated relief allowance, is now replaced with rent relief allowance, which states that of course you are going to give evidence of rent that you are paying, right? Government is now saying 20% of your annual rent would be given to you as additional relief. After enjoying the relief, what are going to use to reduce your gross income? Which are those 3 items I've mentioned: pension, health insurance, and national housing. Now they replace CRA with rent relief. So 20% of your annual rent. So Lagos typically, let's say averagely, let's say the rent is 1.5 million. Average, let's just say the rent is 1.5 million. It may not be too close to reality, but let's just pick 1.5, or let's say 2 million, right? What is 20% of 2,400,000, right? So it means that after taking out from your gross annual income, after taking out your contribution to pension, national health insurance, and housing fund, you also take this 400,000 out. You also take it out, right? And the scenario that I created earlier was that, okay, the pension, national health, and national housing amounts for 100,000. So the 100,000, plus this 400,000, that's 500,000. You take 500,000 from 1 million, which is your gross annual income. Then the remaining 500,000 is what you now apply. But that remaining 500,000, now, how is going to apply? You know, the first tax table is the first 300,000 at 7%, next 300,000 of your income at 11%, next 500,000 at 15%, next 500,000 again at 19%, next 1.6 million at 21%, and then above 3.2 million at 24%. Now, the new system, effective 1st of January 2026, your first 0 to 800,000 of your income, the rate is 0%. So it means that the balance of that 500,000 is within this range of 0 to 800,000, so 0%. So you're not going to pay any further tax. Government is trying to give a major relief to minimum wage earners. So government has capped minimum wage at what? 70,000. Now, even though this new tax table is saying that the first 0 to 800,000 of your income, your annual income, is charged at 0%, that means you're not paying any tax. However, because it is on the basis of national minimum wage, right, which is 70,000, if you calculate 70,000 times 12, that's to get the annual income, is 840,000. Yes, someone asked me, it's already 40,000 above that 800,000 government has given relief on this tax table. Yes, you still enjoy that relief, you still not pay taxes. But anything that's now above 840,000 in a year, then the tax rates will apply. So this new tax table, the first 0 to 800,000 is 0%. Then the next 801,000 to 3 million is at 15%. Then the next 3 million and 1, right, to 12 million is at 18% rather. Then 12 million and 1 to 25 million at 21%. 25 million and 1 to 50 million, 23%. Then over 50 million is at 25%. So somebody that is earning, let's say, 60 million and take out everything else, take out all the reliefs that's available, rent, of which, sorry, thank God I just remembered. The rent relief, they said 20% of your rent, Abi, your annual rent, is you have to enjoy it to reduce your taxable income. However, they gave a caveat that what you enjoy cannot be more than 500,000. So many people are not happy about that. Many of us tax guys are not happy about that. And the criteria they gave to is that, provided that you provide the English people would yab me now that I said provided that you provide. As long as you provide the evidence of the rent, right, that you've paid, right, 20% of your annual rent, but once it's more than 500,000, the excess, you will still add it to your taxable income, that you apply all of these rates based on the range that have been provided. So that really is about that for payee as it affects all of us. Now you would ask me, okay, are there other ways that we can navigate, right? There's also the question I'm going to address that I know somebody may be willing to ask, that if my school is not remitting, is not deducting and giving me my full money, right, then you are expected to remit yourself. Register with the states, right? And register with the state that you are domiciled with, that the state internal revenue. So we have Ogun State internal revenue, we have LIRS, Lagos Internal Revenue Service. Every state has, right? You're expected to register, have your tax ID, even though there's still confusion around tax ID, because Taiwo Edele, who is the chairman of the Presidential Committee on Tax Reforms and Fiscal Policy, right, says that NIN, especially for individuals, is going to be used as your tax ID. But currently in practice, states will expect you to register with them and have your IDs. And I know that all of these things will still be changed. So there's the laws already that have been put out there. But again, we are waiting, especially for practitioners like us, we are waiting for what we call explanatory notes and clarifications and circulars from the regulator on how to apply some of this, because there are many things that are quite vague, right? But what you should know is, if your school that you're working at already does remittance on your behalf, to the relevant state in which you are working, to the state internal revenue service, because your payee, the tax on your personal salary goes to the states. It goes to the states. It is anything that has to do with business, registered business, whether it's an enterprise or business name, which is the same thing, or a proper limited company. Those are the ones that goes to federal FIRS, right? So that's about that. Now, what are other ways? What are other ways that we can, play around to reduce our taxable income? We already know what taxable income is. Taxable income is the balance, what is left after you've taken out what your contribution, your statutory contribution to National Housing Fund, health insurance scheme, and pension, and as well as the relief that additional relief government has given, which is currently your consolidated relief allowance, which is that 1% of your gross income or 200,000, whichever is higher, plus 20% of the same gross income, which has now been replaced in the new law as your rent relief, but capped at 500,000, right? You cannot reduce more than 500,000 as rent relief, or you cannot enjoy more than 500,000 as rent relief on your income. But what are other ways? Other ways, simple, are mortgage. So housing mortgage, you want to, you get mortgage, whether it's through government, right, or any through even beyond government. You are paying for mortgage on housing, right? Government believes that you're already making significant contribution from your personal income to get a house of your own, which has been spread, for a couple of years, So now, there's contribution that you'll be paying every month. So the mortgage of, let's say, 10 million, what 10 million what for the next 10 years. But if mortgage is 10 million, there's also going to be an interest element on that mortgage because of time value of money. So it's not going to be 10, it may eventually be 12 million that you pay after 10 years, right? It's just like this hire purchase thing. So that extra 2 million is going to be factored into your, whether it's monthly or quarterly contribution for the next 10 years for that mortgage. So that extra 2 million is the interest. That interest on that mortgage, right? In the current law and the new one, you're still going to enjoy it as relief. So that means it's going to be taken out of, your tax payable. But in this case, government will they're supposed to give it back to you. It's a rebate. You are trying to copy the Western system where they receive tax rebates, right? And what is time? Wow, 6:30 already. Am I about wrapping up? Right? And so you can enjoy that interest element, right? Because you're not supposed to, it is only on the principal amount that you're contributing for mortgage that is not allowed. But the interest, that's that extra, government is going to, say, okay, take that one back. Then if you engage in life insurance, the premium life insurance, right, is something that you enjoy back. But it does not directly increase your net take home, right? It does not necessarily increase your take home. Just the way you can decide to increase your own personal pension contribution. You can tell your organization that, oh, I don't want the 8%, I want to more than 8%, for I'm saving for my future, right? Even though there's argument around what is the time value of money, sometimes it seems like the government enters even the pension purse, but that's another story. So what you do when you increase your pension contribution is, you reduce your income, your annual income that is subject to tax. However, it does not translate to increase in net pay. So it's like you are saving for the future. So it is a personal decision, personal choice. So I think that's about that. Now, I know a question that will come up would be, okay, do I need to have a tax ID? If you are registered in a school, you're working in a school, it is expected that the employer, because there's a limit of, by the law says that, I think is if you have I think more than 5, is it 5 or 10 employees as an organization, then you must deduct and remit taxes on the income that you pay them, right, to the relevant states. The law says that, right? Right. So it's expected your school, your organization already remits on your behalf to government. Great. So you are covered come 1st of January 2026. However, if the case, if it's, I mean, because we see all sorts. If you are in an institution, a school where they are not deducting, they are paying your full money, then you are expected to register for tax and remit your taxes by yourself to the state in which you are working or domiciled, right? Because there's what we call residency rule stories. Don't let me bore you with that. So the point is you're supposed to pay. You're expected to pay, right? Now, how do you go about it? First, you must have a tax ID, right? And there's still argument around. Taiwo Dele has said that you are going to use NIN as the new tax ID. And so you would advise that maybe people should also calm down, hold on, because FRS or the regulator, they're still going to come up with explanatory notes and guidelines on how people should do it. And I know that I know at JTB, that's the Joint Tax Board, is already working on harmonizing with all the states' internal revenue services, right? And are trying to harmonize NIN so that your NIN is going to be like your social security number, right? We're trying to copy that system. So that's that about as an individual. Now people ask me, okay, somebody send money to my account. Is government going to charge me? Gifts are not taxable, they're exempt. However, if the gift is now above what government has exempted in the new system, as long as it's not more than 800,000, you enjoy exemption. Once you cross 800,000, you are expected to add it to your natural normal annual income, and then apply all of these tax and whatever that I've explained earlier, right? Then people ask, is government going to charge me tax on transfers, or POS transactions or transfer from one of my accounts to another? No, government is only going to tax income, right, and not transfers, income. But again, maybe a good advice would be we have to stop the habit of, giving your account number or somebody should just transfer money there. And then you help the person to withdraw or help the person to transfer or just using your account to warehouse funds. The truth is that from 1st of January 2026, it's not just advisable. It's not advisable that you do that because you are going to need to account for all of those funds. You're going to need to account for those funds, right? So don't do that anymore. Don't use your account for people to just transfer money to, right? And also, you are doing some small business on the side, all sorts. You are hustling. You do smoothie, Zobo, or you have engagements where you have people that you do homeschooling or lesson, you give lessons, and people pay you. Yes, all of those things are income. So you're supposed to add it to all your income, whether the one that is regular income from your place of employment plus the other also. So you're supposed to add everything all together and then, apply the tax elements, the tax rates, and then make payments to the government. But it looks like you are still safe, right? Once you're in a structured place where they're already deducting on your behalf, right? That may still cover, but it may not cover for so long. So it's better that you have a business, you register it. Let your business income, your also income be separate from, let it be separate from your structured normal income, right? And have separate accounts that you use to receive business income from all of your hustles. Register a business. Start with a business name. These are, straightforward advice that I have to give. Register a business, right, and have a separate account and keep your records. Government has given, yes, government has given enough release for businesses too, right? So government says that, okay, fine, if your turnover, which is your total income for the year, for 1 year, is not more than 100 million. It used to be 25 million. You see 25 million currently. But from next year, it's now 100 million. Once your income, your total sales is not more than, is not more than, is not more than 100 million, then you are not expected to, pay any taxes. No, all right. You are not expected to pay any taxes if it's no more than 100 million, right? So would enjoy that. But the moment it crosses 100 million, you're expected to, pay taxes, because government has seen now it's no more a small business. So government's definition of small business is, once your turnover is no more than 100 million, then you're considered a small business. So I think I'd like to stop there and maybe give room for possible questions. Thank you. I hope I've not bored you, and I've not,
You, sir. You guys, can we clap our hands for him? You people better you better clap your hands now, so that you people help us talk about government. So don't collect that from our hand. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Really appreciate your presence. I know that for a lot of us it's kind of like confusing, but don't worry, we'll take it step by step. Don't be afraid, don't be worried, don't start thinking, "Hey, God, I beg go." Because the point where you said, even on your gift, if your gift is more than 800K, you have to pay tax. Hey, God, on my gift again. Only can just dash me until I'm not saying I'm trying to collect 2M to pay government again, but welcome to Nigeria. So if you have questions, please let me know in the chat. If you have questions, you can send it either to my send it on the group. Send it on the group. Please let me know the questions on the group. If you're on YouTube, please drop your questions. I will check it from there so that we can get it answered. And we have limited time. But my own question is the part where you said that because a lot of us are, for some teachers they work in a school, but a lot of us, we work online. Some work with brands, some are getting their clients by themselves, and most times salaries, payments. Hey, who is saying my voice is low? People, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Is my voice still low? Hey, what's going on? But now, is my voice still low?
Oh, it's better. It's much better.
It's better. Okay, yes, I decided to use mic. Okay, so I wanted to hack. So for those that they do extra lessons, they do home lessons, they get their clients by themselves overseas, and most times all of this money are paid into their accounts. So you were saying that, oh, we should register businesses. So I know that if you register your business as limited, is more responsibility. And so even if you get home lessons both in and abroad, all the earnings might not even be up to 10 million naira in a year. So what do you advise? Do you advise that we register as business name or as limited? For people that are doing online lessons, they get their clients by themselves, because getting the money into your account is not a great idea. Yeah, I know that one already. So what's the best thing to do from here? Because if you register your business, what me have read though, if you register your business as limited, the money that comes in is not your money, it's the company's money, right? Yes. So there are things that you cannot. Sometimes if you register as a company, you have to start paying yourself a salary. So let's say at the end of the year, I'm making 10M, for example, right? Mm-hmm. And because I register as limited, I cannot move all the 10M from and say, this is my money now. Already is already a company. So and because we are hustling, we want to get our money like ASAP. So should we have it as a business name or as a limited? So that we have to go and learn structure and go and learn how to do business properly. Yes, because most times we don't need to hire staff. We're just the one doing the entire job.
Yeah.
That's my point.
So there are, yes, I get your point, and I hope I'll be able to address it as simple as possible. So the thing is, if you register, of course, you shouldn't mix business income with normal natural and income. So as a teacher, for example, right, you are in a school and they pay you salary every month. That's an income, right? Why we always advise people to separate that kind of income from monies that come from other households, take lessons online, is that any money that is entering your personal account in government's eye is an income and everything is subject to tax. But we have to play around the reliefs that have been granted. If you register a business name, for example, and registering a business name also comes with its own opportunities. For a start, I always advise a business name. You don't need to register a limited liability company. Just do a business name. An enterprise is the same thing, right? Because an enterprise or business name, what you owe federal government really is only VAT. But a limited company, there's VAT, there is company income taxes, which is a combination of the company income taxes, education tax, you know, then there's also some sort of you will now become like an agent to governments to also mandate withholding tax deduction, which means as a limited company, you are to pay for a service to another company or to an individual. You are supposed to withhold withholding tax on that transaction before you pay out to the person and remit to government in the name and tax ID of that company. There's more responsibility really when it comes to limited. Yes, there are comparative advantages here and there. With a limited company, yes, you are likely to be able to get a government contract, for example. A business name, you may not get a government contract, right? So you have to start with a business name, let it scale up, let it grow. When it grows to a point, then the same CAC can help you to do a conversion, right? But for a start, separate business or household income from regular income, except you are willing to use your personal account and add it to your normal regular income for tax purpose. If you don't have a problem with that, fine. But have it in mind, a business name, for example, the new regulation has guaranteed that for a small business, what government recognized as a small business that is not going to suffer any taxes, a business that whose transactions, turnover, or revenue, or sales, or income for the entire 12 months, 1 year, is no more than 100 million. It used to be, it's still currently 25 million, but from 1st of January, it will change to 100 million. Once you're not doing up to 100 million, you're not going to pay any taxes. Is it not better to register a business name and enjoy that benefit? So all this your online, whatever, register a business name. Whatever you spend on that business name is going to be significant compared to what you will enjoy, right, in terms of the exemptions and the relief that government have granted, because government feel that these are small businesses and they want small businesses to grow to a point where hey, you have enough to now begin to start paying tax. So if you don't want to register a business name, and let's say you make an extra 2, 3, let's say 4, 5, 6 million, right, from your online whatever. If it was registered as a business name from next year, you won't pay any taxes. But if you not register a business name, you add it to your normal income. Is that 5, 6 million, whatever amount, is going to be added to your normal salary and the tax rates and everything you will apply. So the point is you will pay more taxes. So, I don't want to say this is what you should do, but weigh it, right? Weigh it, and then you make your decision. I hope that answers the question.
Yes, it does. Thank you so much, sir. So let me check for questions on the group. Because somebody is saying that for people who have money in their account, that they don't withdraw it, how does it affect people who invest in mutual funds?
So, very great, smart question. I know teachers are very smart people. So you have money in your account, you don't withdraw it. Well, you ask 2 questions in one. You have money in your account, you don't withdraw. Is your money in your account? Nothing is happening to it. In fact, depending on the products or packages of the bank that your funds are domiciled, you should enjoy some small interest. Although those small interests you enjoy, there's already a tax element on it, but it's not your own burden to bear. It is the bank that will remit, that will withhold both VAT and withholding tax and remit to government on your behalf. You, without it is the net balance that they will credit your account with, right? So they're always packaged around, okay, if you don't withdraw more than 4 times in a month from a particular account, you enjoy some interest, right? All of those interests is an income to you, right? Those incomes enjoy what we call final tax already, right? So the bank already is an agent of FIRS to mandate that both VAT and withholding taxes. It's something called WVAT, withholding VAT, and the normal withholding tax, is deducted and remitted to government, right, on that transaction, right? So that's that. But mutual fund, of course, you are paid salary every month. A portion of your salary you are using to invest, which makes sense, which all of us should do, right? In mutual funds. That mutual fund that you are doing, right? You have interest that you are earning, which is additional income. Now, that interest that you are earning, right? The burden rests with the organization through which you buy that mutual fund. It's not as if you can buy mutual fund by yourself. You use a platform, Cowrywise, so ARM mutual fund. So whatever interest income, when they are going to pay it to you, they will have taken out the tax element and remitted to the government. Because there's, for example, banks. I work in a bank. I'm in the tax unit of the bank, right? The interest on individual accounts, or CASA, what we call CASA, that's current and savings accounts, and term deposit, that's fixed deposits. The interest on it, we pay to government, to FIRS, and even the relevant states. So, and it's not the burden of the customer. Government will come for us, not the customer in that sense. So already you are suffering what we call final tax on those kind of interest. So you don't worry about that. It is in the hands of those regulators, or not regulators, the providers of, or the platforms through which you buy those mutual funds, right? Is it from those platforms that those are the guys that the government would demand the responsibility to pay the taxes on those, well, income to you as a customer, but is to us as a bank is called interest expense. So any interest expense has a tax implication, and we remit to government. I hope that answers that question. Hello?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So somebody is saying that, how about those of us that have limited liability company, but don't make up to 2 million naira per year? Should we switch back to business name, or how do they go about it?
Oh, so yeah, that's switching back to business. I think switching back to business name will not be a bad idea. However, whether it's business name or limited liability company, the truth is that as long as your income for a year is not up to or more than 100 million, you're still going to enjoy the exemption.
Mm-hmm.
But once it crosses 100 million, it's now different for a business name compared to a limited company. Once it crosses 100 million, for a business name, it's still only VAT that you owe government.
Mm-hmm.
Business name. But once it's a limited company that's cost 100 million, VAT, company income tax, education tax, right? In the new system and the new law, is not going to be company income tax and development levy. Development levy is what now replaces education tax, and the other levy is police trust funds levy, that what companies pay, right? And then as a limited company too, right? You have the responsibility. In fact, both business name and limited company, you have the responsibilities to also now withhold taxes on transactions, right? On services that you enjoy before you pay the vendor and remit to government in the name and tax ID of that vendor once it crosses 100 million. So there's really just more responsibilities as long as it crosses 100 million. But in terms of your exposure to tax, right, based on the type of business, there's more exposure to tax for a limited company than for a business name or an enterprise.
Thank you, sir. So somebody is saying that I have a foundation, an NGO. How does tax apply to it? Tax NGO does not pay tax, but you cannot spend money anyhow because it's not supposed to be profitable.
Yes,
But
so
let me allow him also say
there's
something.
not like profitability in terms of NGO, but NGOs are specials, right? So the government understands that NGOs rely on grants and donations. But the tricky part of it is government is now going to be, in fact, they have been, and they're going to put more scrutiny on NGOs, because NGOs are usually what people, bad guys used to do money laundering and all of that, So that's why for you to register an NGO, they must have stressed you must have gone to get this common certificate from EFCC.
Come and hold, yes.
Right, and all of that. But NGOs, right? NGOs, as long as your income is not 100 million, you're not going to pay taxes. But above all, you pay company income tax. You pay company income tax as an NGO. You pay company income tax as an NGO, right? The truth is that, let's say from the middle or towards the end of January, all of us in tax practice are still waiting for many things because there are a lot of arguments already ongoing. I belong to a group of all tax heads for banks, right? And I know how that WhatsApp group is always buzzing with arguments. And there are some things that seem to be some contradictions, in the new laws against the old laws, this and that. So there's going to be a lot of, circulars and explanatory notes and guidelines that will come from regulators, right? But what we know for now, right, is that, well, maybe you should hold off on registering or trying to register to get a tax ID because everything may change as the way we know it already. So once you have your NGO, for example, your tax ID will be personally linked to you because the NGO is kind of treated as almost like a business name. For business names or enterprises, the owner is not separate from the business. But a limited company, the owner is different from the business. So smart people for a limited company, what they do is all their expenses, their personal expenses, they'll make it flow through the limited company, right? But just make sure that you can defend it, right? You can defend it that it is for the interest of the business. So there's still a lot of information that we need, classifications, and but I can always keep you updated come January. And then you can just, if there are further questions that we may not be able to have the perfect response to, because we've not yet figured out everything that what the law is, how the government wants to implement. There's one thing to write the laws, it's another thing to implement, right? And there are aspects of the law that is cast in stone. A is A, right? You can count buildings on your street, is cast in stone. But there are also aspects of the law, significant portions of the law, that is based on interpretation and superiority of argument. And I can argue it to your own benefit. So those parts are usually what causes issues. Those are kind of parts. Those are areas that eventually ends up in tax appeal tribunals. So we are waiting. We're all patiently waiting, right? But anything that has to do with pay on your salary, those ones are casting. So there's no story around it. But the only story around it will now be, okay, Taiwo Odele has said NIN is going to be the new tax ID. How are they going to work around it? What should we expect? To those ones who have to just wait for that. So that's what I would say.
Thank you so much, sir. Definitely, we are going to have maybe a part 2, maybe in February, when we see how they implement things. We have a lot of questions here, but I will try and just, what I will do is I will do a summary for you guys now once he leaves. Let me explain teacher's terms so that people understand. Because these people are asking at this that they have said before, but I will try and also break it down again so that you can understand what is going on. But let's allow him to go and rest. Thank you so much, sir. We really, really appreciate you. You guys, please, let's clap for him in the chat so that he can come back next year. You people should clap now. Thank you so much, sir. We really, really, really appreciate you. Thank you, sir. Yes, so you can go now. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, so family members, let me just do a quick summary of what you have said so far. Don't try to confuse yourself or make things complicated, right? I want to re-explain what you have said in a simple term that we'll all understand. So what does tax base? It means that from next year, the government is saying that we are going to be paying tax. Not to say that before now, people are not paying tax. If you work with government or if you work with schools that are all these proper schools, right? They already have a tax system, yes or no? If you work in a school that you currently pay tax, let me know in the chat. Not the people that just remove money, people that have been paying tax since 3 years ago. You know that you work in a school that in your pay slip, they had their tax. Let me know in the chat. In your pay slip, they had a tax and you've been paying that. Not you, maybe your company are doing that on your behalf. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the, can you see? So people have been paying tax for years. People have been paying tax for years. However, government now see that, oh, these people are not really paying this tax. Like not everybody is paying tax. And because Nigeria does not have money, it's not from my mouth to people head it to. So how can we ensure that everybody in the country pay tax? Even though we are saying they should all pay tax, we don't want to put the burden on the people that are not earning so well. So that means we want to tax you based on what you're making per month. So this is now when it now looks like it is getting to everybody. So if you will be paying tax, you are not going to be paying tax on every money that enters your account. Clear that first. You will not be taxed on every money that enters your account. No. You are only going to be taxed on the income you make. Are we together? Let me know in the chat. You know, me, I'm a teacher. He is a tax person. Me, I'm a teacher. I have to be hearing your. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. If you're on YouTube, let me know in the comments if you can hear what I'm saying. If we are together, let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Let me get at least 20. Oh, we're together. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. So tax is to be paid on your income. On your income, not just all the money that enters your account. Oh, no, it will be paid on your income. So that means that if I do a job now and I'm paid 20,000 naira, the tax will come from that income. But in this tax law, if you don't make up to a certain amount of money, you will not pay tax. So it means that if you don't earn up to minimum wage, you will not be paying tax. That means it does not affect the poor. Why me I'm doing all this? Because I don't see you guys as poor people. We are planning that next year, everybody, in fact, one of our goals for next year commits that the least that you must be earning as a member of the group is at least 100K. That 100K means that you are the poorest of the poorest. It means that maybe you stay in one bush, that maybe your school self, they are running free school. That's why you must be earning 100K. So which means that as we are projecting that teachers should earn more, we should also let you know what you need to know as you earn more. So it means that if you earn above the minimum wage, you will be paying a certain amount of money as your tax. However, paying the tax is not supposed to be your responsibility. If you work in a school and you are paid every month 100K, it is not your duty to pay the tax. Get what I'm saying now? It is not your job to go and file. That's what I want to say now. It is the job of your school to file your tax. So that means that in your pay slip, this is why from next year, you can't just work without agreement. You can't just work without letter of employment. You must have everything where they state it. That, okay, we are paying Mr. Hay 100K. This 100K contains maybe their house, their health, their tax, everything is stated there. Are we together? So your school is supposed to now remove a percentage according to the government. They will now fight on your behalf to the government. That is called payee. P-A-Y-E. Full meaning is pay as you earn. Pay as you earn is what they pay on your behalf to government. So this is the time where if your school is saying we have paid your payee, they must give you proof that they've paid the payee on your behalf, because when you are paying your payee, you get a tax ID. You get a tax ID. That is when the government can trace that this particular money is for Esther. This money is for Faith. So your school is not paying for you as a group. They are paying for you individually. So you have your tax ID. So under your tax ID, they know that this person has paid their tax for the month, because payee is paid monthly. So because what I've researched, where this tax thing is going with the new thing of AI, you cannot escape tax. So the way it is, they'll get a system where the AI thing can go through your account. If the AI thing finds out that Mr. A does not have a record in the tax
of the government, they will sanction you. You will go and report to their office. So that's when they will ask you, go and bring your bank statement. How come you have over 20 million in your account and you've never for once paid tax? Where are all this money coming from? But if you already have a tax ID or you have a company, the stuff can pick that, oh, I think this person is paying tax. Now you don't have to worry. So, but if your school is not paying the tax for you, it's not your duty to now go to the tax office near you. For Lagos, it is called IRRS, Lagos Internal Revenue, whatever. So you go to the place, get a tax ID, and you go there and file every month. I hope it's not confusing. Let me know. I hope it's not confusing, guys. Are we getting what I'm saying? Are we getting what I'm explaining? Are we getting what I'm explaining? Don't let me show you, Boso. So now, that is for you if you work full-time with a school. Now, let's now come to, I don't work in a school full-time, or I work in a school full-time, but I also have my side also. So I teach online. If you teach online with a brand, if you teach online with a brand, it's in two ways. From next year, please be asking your Oga. It's a lot of stress, so it's a lot of stress, but you understand, because the most important thing is knowledge. And once you have the knowledge, it just saves you a headache. Once you have the knowledge, it saves you a headache. If you work with a brand, you work with an agency, from now, start asking them, what is the plan for the new tax law coming next year? So for some brands, they could employ you in as a full-time staff. If you are employed as that means you must have your letter of employment. You cannot just be working and say, I'm working. You must have, let them state it there that we employ you as a full-time staff. If you're a full-time staff with that brand, it works the same way. That means, let's say you work in 5 brands and you're giving full-time, whatever this thing. That means you will pay payee for all the 5 brands. But I think the best thing that you should what's the word now? Negotiate for, if you work with an agency, is to work as a freelancer. I repeat, work as a freelancer. This way, when you work as a freelancer with these brands, it is not in their duty to pay your payee. What they will now do now is, as the government expects, they will take what they called WHT, withholding tax, is a commission from your payments. Maybe I think a 10%, or I'm not sure of the figure now. They will take that from your payments. But however, you must have invoice. See, you cannot escape. Honestly, you cannot go and lend them. Go and lend them, right? That's for if you work with an agency. Is that you work as a full-time staff or you work as a freelancer? Don't allow anybody to take money off your head. Because I know that every small thing, they are looking for ways to milk you guys. So open your eyes, ask the right questions. You are not fighting, you are not trying to be rude, you're just asking the right questions. Ask them, am I a full-time staff? If I am, are you going to be paying my tax on my behalf? If you're going to be paying, this is my tax ID. So you already have a tax ID. It's what you will give all those brands so that they will record that on. So that when the money enters your account, your bank account, you are not being taxed again. Does that make sense? So that if the money enters your account, you are not, let's say, Mr. A, this month you received five money from 5 different brands where it is started, oh, we have paid tax. So the proof that the company now gives you is what you will now show taxman to say, this is my record though. So next year, keep all your receipts. When you are transferring money, ensure if you run a brand, you have staff. When you're transferring money, please, your narration is not for moi moi. Your narration is not for moi moi. Make sure you narrate what that money is for. Make sure you narrate what that money is for. So it means that from next year, you cannot move money. Like you have said before, your friend is saying, Faith, please, I want to use your account for something. Please help me. The person sends money to you, and you will explain yourself next year. I saw in the comment saying that what if my brother gave me gift from UK? If it's a gift, let your brother, let your brother, do the narration gifts. But if the gift is more than 800K, which is is around tax-free, you will have to pay tax on that money. So let your brother know how he will send the money to you. If you have to split the money, but you know that if your brother is not sending you money consistently every month, government might see that money as income. So I need everybody to be smart. I need all your brain to be that wara. If you don't understand Yoruba, I need your brain to be working that how do I move around these things in a way that I don't end up giving all my money to government. So what we advise, if you are getting classes for yourself, you work with parents overseas, you are the one sourcing your own clients, I will advise that you register a business. Register a business, at least for the basic. Start with a business name. Start with a business name. And I think for business name, if you don't make up to, I think 10 million naira, you are tax free. That's per year. So let's say every month your income is 1 million naira for your side hustle. So let's say, for example, now for you that you teach online, you sell clothes. Don't mix the money for online and clothes, because the moment you mix the money for online teaching and your clothes business into one account, and your account you get out of the bracket so quick. What do I mean? The government would tax you when your income exceeds 10 million naira. So if the money that enters your account in 1 year is over 10 M, you get the gist. So that means you have to separate all your business entity. You are a teacher. You also do catering. Open a business account for that catering business. You are a teacher. You also do MC. Open another business for that MC, because if you miss all the money into one thing, you will explain and explain and explain. You will explain tire. You go explain tire. But I think if the best is, okay, let me open a business, a limited liability. That one is a bracket of 100. So it means that even if all your side hustle next year, if you enter 100 M, you are still safe. So try and sit down. This is the time to go and sit down and ask yourself, what am I doing next year? What am I projecting as my income for next year? Based on that, your projection, you will now know if the best thing for you to do is to have a business name or a limited. I'm going to send a link that you can all read through. That's where they put all there. This one is direct from the tax man. You can read it through and make your decision. However, please do not be small in your mind. Don't say because of tax, so next year I will not also, so that if I don't make more money, government will not tax me. No, we are making money next year. We are making money next year. And as I'm making that money, we are going to be smart about it. We are going to be smart about it. And I'm still going to share with you how we can find our way in a way that your money can be your own. Your money can be your own. Your money can be your own. There are things that you can tag as your expenses that is allowed inside tax once you are a business. So you work online at home now. The money that you use for so even if you stay in your house, you stay in your house, you're supposed to remove rent. You're supposed to remove the rent of your house from your business money to say, of course, it is my house, but this my business takes a portion of this rent. So I can remove, let's say, if I live in a 2-bedroom now, I can say 1 room in my house to my business. So if my house rent is 1 M, I can say my business would cover the cost of half of the rent, because the business uses my space. Are you seeing how I'm thinking now? Are you seeing how I'm thinking? Are you seeing how I'm thinking? You buy data. Don't buy data from your account. Buy from your business. Say, this data is used for the business. And once you can prove it, you can enjoy your money. you can enjoy your money. And I saw in the chat, people was asking that, okay, even if so, this is now where the entire work now is. Whether you make 10 MO or you make 100 MO or you don't make, you have to file. Next year, all of us go turn this by fire by force. You have to file. So every year, so if it's like to say, okay, I'm opening a business name or I'm opening a limited liability company, both you must file, both to tax and both to CAC to say, okay, by the time the year ended, though, I did not make up to 100 million naira. But this is my record to show that I didn't make up to that. This was how much we make. Do you guys? All of us could become accountant next year. All of us. This is how much I made. This is how much. So that is where the filing now comes in place. So yesterday I was sharing on the group that I was able to also, because even me, my head has been, see, I'm talking as if I'm a tax man. I've read, I've watched videos, I've read books, I've read articles, because even me, if you must lead people, you must also have knowledge, right? So I had to say, okay, what can we do? So it means that from next year, you must have an accountant. And if you must have an accountant, that is not small money. It's not small money. They will bill you. They say they are monthly retainer and they are charging you, 200K, 150K. Okay, how much am I making that? I will pay only you. I will pay only you 250K every month. Oga, have the fear of God. So I also try to. So I got a particular brand that is willing to work with us, but at a condition that we must be plenty. So what is the package? They will be handling. See, this might talk nice. Not for, see, if you are small-minded to say, oh, come on, sir, don't worry, I will not earn much next year. I'm not talking to you, because I promise you, only me alone might go for next year. It's big. I'm still going to have a class with us next week. Next month, sharing all our plans. Go and prepare yourself. Next year, we are traveling out. We're going to have a community trip next year. So it means that you must make money. You must make money. You cannot say because of tax. No, you will make money next year. You will make money. So don't come and say it's not like you will make money. So let me do that one. That one is for today. This one is tax issue now. So I got an accountant that work with us on a budget monthly. So every month the person will help us with our filing, with our record. They will prepare like a proper accounting, whatever for us that you are able to take to the government. So the good part about filing is not every month. You will file your stuff every year. However, you must be keeping your record in a way that by the end of the year, the entire thing is not too cumbersome for you. You already have your January whatever audited. Hey, that's the word. I'm already God. I'm already using an accounting word though. See the way my head is already bubbling. You already have your account audited for January. Same for February, same for March till December. So that by December or whatever you're to start your business year, you go and remit to CAC and then to tax, to FIRS, right? And so the package is going for just 20K per month. People not shout. It's going for just 20K. So it means that this brand will assign an accountant to you on a budget of 20K per month, 20 to 50K, because there are people that are here that I know that they are making millions every month. So it means that for the basic person who is not really making up to 5M or just making 1M, you paying 20K per month for the accountant to help you put your records together. But if you have staff, you have staff that you're paying, your money will not be up to 50K, sha. I'm not trying to say with that, because I say we are teachers, so don't charge us. Don't charge us. Don't charge us. In fact, I literally went to see what's it called? A consultant. 1 hour, 100 just to explain to him. I'm like, this thing cannot go like this. So we have to source that. So I will share more updates, how we can reach the person, how we can work with them, so that we are all ready. But don't panic. Don't be afraid. Don't come and say, hey, God, just be calm. Just be calm. We go through this together. I dare for everybody, right? Somebody says, I'm running NGO. If you run NGO, I beg you, please keep your record very well. Any money that comes to your NGO account, as much as possible, make sure it doesn't even go close to your account, your personal account, so that you don't begin to explain yourself from next year. And I will advise everybody, have different accounts. So let's say, for example, this is Tosin. Tosin works in a school, right, as a full-time staff. Have an account. Let's say I now open an account with UBA, for example. That UBA account, I will make it my salary account, which means that every month that comes into that account is strictly my salary account. So that way your record can be easy for you. I can now open OPay. I cannot open a bank like OPay for my expenses. So it means that if I get my income every month, I can now move, let's say I'm moving 50% of that money. I don't know how you do your money. I move it to my OPay. So all my transaction, I want to go and buy clothes, I want to buy paper from the market, is from that expenses account. Are you feeling me? Then if you are someone like me that likes to save, likes to invest, like to buy shares, you can have an account for investment. This is where you can now have an account with maybe Piggyvest, whatever, where you are saving, and that way you are able to clear every of your accounts. And for every transfer that you make, please put your narration. Please put your narration. People that are asking about investments, next year we're having a club for people that really want to invest. Next year we're investing in stocks, we are buying shares, we are buying land, we're buying. So next year is loaded for everybody. So go and double your hustle. As you are sleeping now, it's not a time to sleep. Because I'm busy, I don't have this thing. Everybody suffers. That's my team for net. That's my tagline for next year. Everybody suffers. I hope your own suffering is making money for you. I've been working from 9 to 11 p.m. and I'm so stressed. I hope all of your English is bringing money for you. I hope all of your grammar that you're speaking, it means you cannot understand. I've been working around the clock. I hope all those around the clock is bringing money for you, because next year we're going on a trip. We're buying land, we're buying shares, we're buying stocks, we're saving next year as teachers. The goal for Oluko is simple. We are recreating our life for ourselves. So, people ban me more to my own self don't pass Noble government. So somebody saying that if I stop working in a school, that's where your tax ID comes in. Even if you stop working in a school, the school that you are going to, they will be paying without your tax number. You know how you have your NIN. Your NIN is just for only you. Everywhere you go, when they see the NIN of 4, 5 is for Tosin. So even if you leave that school, that's your number, your tax ID will be what you would take. That's okay. This is my tax ID. Then they continue from there. So next year, don't allow your school to just collect money. Let them give you record. Let them give you record. Cannot speak English. No, business name threshold is not 100K. Are you for real? Let me confirm this again. Let me confirm that again. I'm trying to check your questions. How can you? I already said that. Have a record. Put narration. If your friend is maybe your church, they say, let's use Staffet accounts to collect money for mommy precious birthday gifts. You can use your account for it, but ensure that as they are sending money for Mommy's precious birthday, they are putting narration, birthday. And so that by the time you now withdraw the money, they can know that it wasn't for you, it was for birthday. We understand. What are those of us that work in a school? So for payee is every month. Filing is every year. Filing is done to FIR. LIRS. Payee is done to the state you are living. If you live in Lagos, you will pay to LIRS. I don't know for other states. If you stay in Ogun State, you will pay to your tax person. What else? If I earn less than minimum wage, you don't have problem, but you must. Why do you want to earn less than minimum wage? That's 60K. How much? 70K. What 70K do for you? This taxing. I hope that things will not go up. Do you know how much house rent is right now? People don't care that the country is hard. They're collecting money. That means you have to double your hustle next year. Next year is the year that you must have side hustle, create resources, create products, have worksheets. If you run, that's why I would recommend that register a business. Please reach out to me. Register a business, at least minimum of business name. Don't worry, just send me a DM. I will advise you on the best thing to do. You must, so that even if you have resources, this thing, they can go into your business account, not your personal account. I hope it's making sense. So all of us will be fine from next year. How do you answer this question? So if you're a serial entrepreneur, I've said it, don't combine. Unless if your projection for your business, because by the time you're doing your filing and your recording, every money in that account will be explained. Like you will explain. So if I'm doing shoemaking, I'm doing foga, and every money comes to my business account, I'm doing that. This money wasn't for this new. I would explain everything. So even though I'm a tailor, I'm going to buy material. The money goes out as kobo. Do you understand? So that means you cannot just mix it. Even if you mix it, that's where your accounting now comes in. Your recording now comes in. Do you understand? If you have streams of income, how do you open to? So I also found out, see, I'm doing overtime work. Hey, God. All your teacher friends should be in Oluko. They cannot just be. I also found out that there's something they call sub-accounts. Put in the chat, sub-accounts. Everybody put in the chat, sub-account. Oh yeah, sub-account. Put in the chat, sub-account. I'm not seeing anybody writing anything, no, and I will not talk. I will not talk. See the way I'm speaking see the way I'm speaking big English. People think it's easy. I've been reading. I've been working overtime. Put in the chat sub-account. So what does sub-account means? It means that if I open a business, my business, for example, is, let me use somebody's business. If you run a business, let me know your name in the chat. Give me your business name. Let me just pick one person's business name. You have a business. What's the name? What's the name of your, okay, let's use Ginyak Academy, for example. Let's say, please, another name, Save Life Services, for example, is a business. If you open a bank with UBA, for example, under your business name, Save Life Services, you can request that they help you open a sub-account under your account in a way that Save Life Services can also have account 1 that can be the major account. Then sub-account 2 can be Save Life Services for salary. So it means that when the money comes into the main account, I can move it to the sub-account for salary. So they will put it in your business account name in bracket. This one is for salary. Do you get? So because you know that the community also do a lot of things, and I'm working towards opening a sub account. We have an account just for Save-A-Thon. Because it's not business, it's a free thing that we're doing. Even if it's free, we have record. And don't go do help, enter fire. So I want to open a sub account for Oluko for just Save-A-Thon. Sub account for Oluko for all our events. So if you're having staycation, we're having campus store, all the money goes into that account. That way, when you are doing, because the more you have your record, the more accountants will charge you. And we're trying to see how to bring down the costs. I'm not going to work now all through the year. pack money to go and give people. Do you understand? So, yeah. So the best thing will be that even if you get a limited, can I have different sub accounts for different purpose. So every money, if you have noticed now, you know that we have an account for people that are selling for laptop. If you notice, it wasn't UBA, it was World Bank Providence. It was strictly for that laptop savings. However, I cannot be opening bank with UBA, with GT, with NY. Please, I don't want to stress my life. So if you want to maintain just one bank, that's where your sub account now comes in to say, I want to bank with just UBA. So can I have sub accounts with UBA that can be for different purposes? You see, your church will say, or your mosque will say, this our account is for Ajah branch. This our account is for this one branch. Do you understand? So that way you can differentiate where your money is going into. Does that make any sense? Does that make sense? Right? So ask your bank officer for sub accounts. They will tell you that this is how you work. So you can able to do that, and it's easy for you. Like I said, next year, let your head be jawara. Let your brain be working 24/7. If you are confused, you see ChatGPT should be your best friend from next year. Go and run, guy, what do you think about this? He would explain. You can say, please explain to me as a baby. I don't know anything. Break it down in a way I can understand. That way you can save yourself. Because if not, you will keep paying. That will come and say, if you notice online, you see different trend. People already selling courses. Tax consultant your business, 50K. Tax something from your DC, 10K. And then you pay. Your body will tell you, so that you don't begin to pay of these things for us. Teach us to make more money. We also want to keep our money. We want to enjoy. We want to go on a trip. We want to do this. Saying before now that I said that if you open a business account, if, for example, we are planning a business trip next year, your business, the cost of the trip can come from your business account. You can say, because I run this brand, according to, if you run a business, you're allowed to train your staff. So, hey God, I don't talk coach. I don't talk business coach like this. God, I beg. Anyway, I'm surprised that I have this much knowledge, right? So you can take your business trip from your business account to say this 2.5M that is going out from business accounts is for training. Is for training for our staff. So you get the gist now. So that way you have a record. So that when it comes, even though you're traveling out, your company is the one sponsoring your trip. So that way, even if you travel out, you can find a conference that can be a proof. When you are back, write a report, keep it in your documents in your drive. So that as you are filing next year, you can be filing and say, oh, during the year, the CEO took a trip to UK to go and get more knowledge. It's allowed. It's allowed. You run ads for your business. Let the money for ads come from your business accounts, not your personal accounts. You stay in your house, you work online from your house. Let half of your house rent come from your business account, because your business cannot pay everything. They will say that you're living there. So let half of it come from your business account as expenses. Are you feeling what I'm saying now? People get what I'm saying. You use router, you're paying data. Let the data money go through your business account, not your personal account. So that anyone that comes into your personal account salary cannot be for your personal use. You want to buy a car, you want to buy, that one can be for that. You want to flange, that one can be for that. You want to send money home, that can be for that. Do you understand? You get the gist. So as I read, I would, update you, but have it in your mind that at least we register a business. I will confirm the price. we'll get this particular brand, they will do it for us, sure plug. Then our tax to our filing, the accounting thing is also ready. Then every other thing can go. We'll know how to. You can never be smarter than Nigeria. Don't go and put this online. When they don't go carry, you say you need the system back here. Then go. Put this fit for me. And then go. And then go. So yeah. So if you have questions, please let me know. Ask me your question now. Ask me your question. Do you have more questions? I know that I did justice, but if you are still confused, let me know. Please, I would like to know what is then I already said that. Your personal account, so if you work with a school, right, they will not pay salary. They will not pay you salary inside your business account. They will pay to your personal account. Do you understand? They will not pay you salary into your business account. They will pay it into your personal account. That's what that one is for. You get the gist. So even if you run a company, say, okay, I now have a side hustle. I now have a company. You're supposed to also be paying your. So let me not go deep. Let me not confuse. What I will do for us. I will do a checklist. I will do a checklist of what you should have. So that way it can guide you. It's not confusing. If we have, hey, this is my problem with teachers. They'll be asking things that you feel like blowing them. If we have more than 2 streams of income, are we going to open? No, I said that before. I said that if you have 2 streams of income, so for example, now I teach online, I also sell resources, or I also have a book that I know that I'm selling. Now these things now they are side hustle. And before now, maybe let's say all this money used to come from personal accounts. From next year, it cannot come to my personal account. Every month that lands your account, government sees it as an income. And you will pay tax on every income. So to be a smart person, what will I do? I will register a business and allow all this money go through my business account, not my personal account. So when you now have a business account, it's not the same person as you. So Tosin on its own, it's an entity. Tosin Aroye is one person. If I now say I run an F Business Limited, another entity, we're not the same person. We are different entity. The government will treat me as one person and treat my business as one person. So under the government, under the law, you are different. So your business cannot owe you the right to say, okay, because I run this business, you have to say, pay yourself salary. Because I run F&F business. F&F is going to say, okay, because Tosin is our CEO, we will pay Tosin 20K per month into a personal account. If you run NGO, you cannot pay yourself 1 kobo because you are doing the Lord's work. Do you understand? You work with, you run Oluko, you cannot collect 1 kobo because it's supposed to be tax. It's supposed to be like you're not supposed to make money from it. Mr. Me, are we good? Please, is the business enterprise or limited? I go so blow you. I go blow this Mr. T or Mrs. T. I go blow you. Business enterprise is what they also call business name. Business limited, what they call LLC. If you open as business, okay, you know what? Let's go. Let me show you guys. Let me show you. Don't worry. We go blow ourselves. We think that we're here to play. Nobody can stress me. Nobody says this. Now come and collect money. I've been talking. I collect money. No. Don't be a teacher. They're not going to say anything. They're not saying collect smart. No, it's not them. But it's okay. I don't carry my cross. I'm coming. Let me share my screen so that you see what I'm talking about. Oh God. Give me a second. I'm trying to. Okay. So can we all see my screen, guys? Can we see my screen? Confirm you can see my screen in the comments. Can we see my screen? I will still share this particular thing on the group. I want to show you what it looks like so that you are sure of Nigerian government self. They go to stress person. All this their stuff is not working. No, this thing that they are speaking English. I'm trying to find that tax. I'm trying to find that tax reform, whatever, so that we show you ahead. Look at it now. Look at it. Can you share on people you know? See their website, say the thing you go one loss. Okay. So now look at it. Everybody eyes on the screen. So can you see? From January, you will be paying the year an income. God, I beg. Income. So if you don't earn up to 800,000 per year, which means that 800K divided by 12 is how much? Let's do the math. 800K divided by 12. It means that if every month your salary is not up to 67,000 naira, you are tax exempted. If what you earn every month is not up to 67,000 naira, you will not be paying tax. But if what you now earn is above that amount, there is no percentage of what you be paying based on what you earn. There is a bracket, right? You start, when I share the first post on tax, I put those things in bracket that if you earn between this and this, let me go and find that post so that we are talking we're talking, you know, in you shall get the gist. Make I go find that thing. I'm trying to find that my tax post. Okay, yes, I've seen the post. So if you now earn between 800 to 1.2, you'll be paying 7%. Do you get? If you earn from 1.2 to 2.4 million naira that's every year, your gross income 11%. So there is 15%, 19%, 21%, 24%. So now let's say, okay, I know just that are making 2M every month. I know them. They're making 2M, 3M every month from teaching online. Yes or no? Let me know in the chat. Don't tell me it's you. Just let me know. You know a teacher that makes 800, that makes 1M, 2M, 3M in a year. Those that earn low, leave them. I'm not here for them. Let's say they will buckle up. They will buckle up. They will, but let's talk about people that are making money now. You know, so that are making 2M, 3M every year, every month, Jare. You know them. Put in the chat. If it's you, just say, don't just say yes for a friend so that we will see. Jeremiah is saying yes. So I earn 2M every month. According to tax law, if you earn up to 1M every month, you are supposed to be paying that money. For 1M, you are between 11%. That means out of that your 1 million naira, for the first 100K is tax-free. For the next money, government will tax you 11% from that money. Does it make any sense now? So imagine you making that money. Government not take that much. Government, we go beat ourselves. So how do I ensure that government don't take that much from me? That is where the talk around having a proper business registration now comes in place. It's okay, I'm making this money. I don't want it to go to government. Can I have it as a big, so that all those my side also can go to that business? Can go to that business. So some earn 1M from online teaching alone. Some are selling toys. They also earn like 200K from that one every month. They go for speaking engagement. They give them small money. They earn from that. They have a book. They make one, they earn for that one. And before now, all the money comes into their personal accounts. From next year, every of those money, according to government, is an income. And you must pay tax on income once you live in Nigeria. So if I don't want all this my money to now go to government, the smartest thing to do is to open a business. And allow that, so that all my lesson money, my side hustle, my book money, my speaking gigs, all of those does not go through my personal account. It goes through my business account. When you run a business, you are not your business. Your business is one entity. You are one entity. Does it make sense? When you run a business, your business is not you. You are not your business. So if you open a limited company, if you don't make up to 100 million naira, you will pay 0 tax. It's still good. Do you get my point now? If you don't make up to 100M, you will not pay tax. But if you, let's say all my money now goes through, I'm making money from online teaching, I make money from my book, and it goes through my personal account, government will tax me. But if it goes through my business account, as much as it doesn't go up to 100M, I'm still free. You know what to ask me, Mr. Thompson, this 100M, is it just for lifetime? No, it is every year. So let's say this year now, I didn't make up to 100 million naira, I'm tax free. Let's say next year, I make up to 100 million naira, I will pay my tax. Let's say 2027, I not make up to 100 million naira, I will go back again, I will not pay tax. So it is per year. So once you fight for a year, that year is gone, you are free. Next year again, it's another new leave that you are open again. You get the gist. I will send this link. Let's go through it and read. But have it in mind that you will open a business, either a business name or a limited lab based on, you already know what you did this year. So if this year you already, this year you made close to 1M, 1.5. 2.5, it is smart that you should know that by next year, you should have a business. You should know already that, okay, based on what I did this year, and based on my projection next year for my goal, I have the goal to hit 10M next year. If my goal is to hit 10M next year, it means that this money cannot keep going through my personal account. It is time to now go and open a business name or a limited, right? So you will send me a DM if you need help, so that I will recommend the best thing to do. I will ask you questions. What are you currently earning? So that we advise you on what to do and all of that. So please don't send me voice note so that we don't fight. And don't call me. Send me a text. I will try to respond to everybody as much as I can. But note, from December after staycation, I'm on break. So anything you want to ask me now must be between now and that time, so that I can also rest a bit, because next year again now work don't start. Work don't start again, no. So Yeah. Any other question? Any other question? Any other question? NGO is not a business, so NGO is not a business, so NGO is not a business. Enterprise limited, they are the two common, they are more than this self. So if you open as enterprise, according to the government, enterprise is the same thing as you. So if you open your business as an enterprise, if I sue you, if I sue your company, I'm also suing you. If anything happens to your company, it happens to you. But if you open as limited, if you sue my company, you not sue Tosin, you sue the company. I'm not the company. So the smartest way, in fact, I would advise that you do a limited. I would advise that you do a limited. I will advise that you do. NGO is not a business. If you say you want to run your money through NGO, see, if they carry you, whoa, even the community account that we don't, I don't even remove a kobo to my account from the community, because if you, to them now, you're supposed to be making money from the community. It is wrong. I say community from your NGO. I don't know what NGO is all about. Don't run money through it, though. They go carry you. Where do I withdraw the business money? Will they charge me according to, oh God. So where do I withdraw the money from the business account? When I was saying that let your expenses run through it, you were not here, Abby. You people were asking me, you will still ask me for my kidney. I've already, please go and watch the recording. Thank you so much. I've used my time finish. I don't want to talk again. What is another question? Do I need a personal business account as a person because I work with the government? Okay. I work with this particular brand. They already started deducting, but I want to know if they truly remit. So with this, so this, oh God. So now, this person is asking that they already work with government and government already removed payee. So you are free. When somebody comes in, go and spend your money, is your money. You now work with a storing brand that removes tax. So your job now is to ensure that when they remove your tax, let them show you a proof. And how do I explain now? If a brand is saying that they are paying tax for you, either a storing business, they must have a tax ID that is your own. That even if you work with A, B, C, D brand, it is that just one number that you will be using everywhere. So it is their own job is to remove the tax on behalf of government. So that stress is off your head, is now on the head of the person that employs you. But however, the person must record your money. If they don't, by the time you the tax sayer this month, in your personal account, we saw 20 million naira, and we not see your record to say you are paying tax. How come? If you cannot prove it, you will have to pay tax twice, and you pay fine. So it is in your duty to say that company is saying, okay, we are paying on your behalf. Let them show you proof, show you record. Let it be on your record that, oh, they paid this thing on your behalf. Don't let any brand milk you next year, or else now you go cry. Oh, I'm saying my own now. So if you not still have other side also, open a business for it. If you are still confused, you can send me a chat, not a voice note, a DM. If you are a late comer, go and watch the recording. God bless you. I don't tire. Thank you. Any more question? Any more question? I think I've done well today, right? You not clap for me. Hey, God, I beg. They did not even clap for me. Now, wow. Some people too do. Yeah, so yeah, thank you. So don't worry, no wala. We're making money next year by God's grace. We're making money and we're spending the money. We're buying land next year, we're buying cars, we're doing a lot of great stuff next year. Please be rest assured. We're investing next year. See, don't worry. Our class will be next month. So that next month, either 15th or 16th, I'll pick a date, share with you guys. We share the team for next year. We share the plans for next year. How does it come in? How do you plan for next year? See, next year we a sharp proper next year. Oh, hey, next year we dey hot. I'm not even joking. I'm not not even like, let's even leave tax now. Let's come to the real issue. Next year we dey sharp proper. I'm not joking. We're making money next year. And we're making legit money. Legit money. If you are still sleeping, wake up. Oh. If you have not started taking content serious, go and take it serious. So don't allow any brand use your head. Go and start making your money yourself. Yes. If you want to join bootcamp, please go and register. Classes start January 15. Registration is ongoing. Please make sure you pay. By next year, it might be going up because of this tax thing, because you'll be paying VAT and all of those stuff. So you can quickly just get this. If you want to get your gadgets too as well, please start investing now in your store. By next year, you are free. Whew. Thank you so much for joining this call. I think we have over how many people that joined? Thank you for joining. I will see you. I think this will be the next class will be our final class for the year, and it's a wrap for 2025. It's been a beautiful year with you all. I will share the things that we did in the community during our next class, so you will see what we did this year and what we intend to do next year. Teachers are already winning. Don't sleep. Like, is this scam? Are they making money? Oh, it's Otilo. We have made money. I still sleeping. Oh God. Oh. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you when I see you. When does savings start next year? Don't worry, I will discuss that in that class. I will discuss that. For our savings this year, we saved over 12 million naira. How many of us? 50. We saved 12 million naira. If you sneeze, you have Otilo. And next year, we're adding more. Next year, I'm bringing in investments. We invest in shares. We do a class. We buy stocks. You will do mutual funds. No, I will teach you. I'm no longer sleeping as teachers. We're no longer sleeping. We're taking bold steps and creating that future for ourselves. No longer broke. We're moving fast. And as we are moving, move with us. Don't say, I did not do anything for you. Thank you so much. I will see you on the group.